Are you under exile? Find out from the war elders what your position is. And if they say you're exile, figure out what you need to do on the conditions of your exile. And if you don't do that, it shows that you don't want to come back. Whatever it is, they made Skipper stay in the woods, be silent, whatever it is, you will do it. Goodbye.
Who was that? Who's coming back?
Hassan.
Okay.
I don't believe he was there when everything went down. Or no, he was there.
Well, yeah. I mean, if the Mardukes are allowing it, sure. But the minute if my power is reinstated, he's gone. Just so you know, I'm being transparent with you here.
Okay. I want to reiterate your question. You are non-negotiable on Benny and Sebas.
Of course I am, brother. They try to start a coup, my man. Like they did the worst thing you could possibly do. Things you cannot come back from. How can I allow them to come back in here if I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and if Savage decided to shoot Edgar, they're gonna go and start a new gang? Like they instantly flipped the switch from building civilization to being a gang, like instantaneously.
I want you to know that like the story that Luciano and Speedy gave you was not all accurate.
It doesn't matter.
It's okay. I'm not here to contest the details.
The thing is,
there was one person, Elena, who stirred all of this because it was all her doing. Benny was back. It was okay. They said their exile is done, and she went up to them and got in his ear about them wanting to kill her. Now, whether she's a Babylonian or not, her bones are broken going down the river. I don't know if she'll ever return. Truly.
Why would you do that to her?
Because she was the orchestrator of all of this.
So Benny can't think of his own?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Benny is just is weak-minded. People can get in his ear and manipulate him like that.
No, it wasn't Benny who did it.
Edgar, you can't be serious about this.
It wasn't me who did it either.
Okay, who was it?
My uncle, Sebas.
Jesus, he's that weak-minded of all of you?
He's no weak-minded, amigo.
Brother, he is weak-minded. If he got manipulated, if the preacher got manipulated by the fucking snake in the Garden of Eden, he is a weak-minded individual. He's the reason man is imperfect.
You just never got to know him.
He's a pussy.
Now look,
you're supposed to be a man of God.
Amigo, this chica Elena stored everything, and the fuck you can't see that. I
don't
know.
Edgar, here's the deal. Here's the deal, right?
I'm just letting you know.
It does not matter if she stirred it, right? Because they could have lashed out. They could have done stupid shit. The fact of the matter is, they did one of the things that you just cannot come back from. And commit treason, right? In any situation, whether you're in a gang, government, friend group, marriage, whatever, the minute you commit treason, brother, there's no coming back from that. Everything else you do is irrelevant. There could be 99 lies in Arusha's story. If the one truth was that Benny attempted to commit treason, everything else becomes irrelevant.
He didn't. They were holding that place down until your return.
I don't care. Until my return, what does that mean?
I'm just saying, because they only recognized you.
And that's a problem, brother.
But that's what everyone said. See, the problem is, Lang, when you leave and people come, they speak a different tone. And when you arrive, it's like they forgot about the things they were saying earlier. They'll wait for you to, kind of speak, and then they'll just, go like, yeah, that's what we were thinking too. But there was, I held chorus at the tree. Several people came, and everyone...
You guys bought Outer World guns, held down this tree. Benny apparently said something about there being a new Marduk, and that is a new Babylon now.
No, he never said that.
Okay, then what did he say?
You are the only Marduk they recognize, not them.
That still is also... That is a different version of the same sentence, brother.
Do you understand? I don't recognize your hierarchy and who you are.
But Alfonso, then on Friday, when I was exiled, and everyone was there at the tree for some reason and not in Babylon, Luciano, Quiddy, Clark, we all agreed that everything was a sham. And there's only two people that really called the shots and matter.
Right, but those two people are not in power in Babylon right now, right?
This is what I think the misinterpretation comes from, is... We all understand this, but until we agree and change it, it does not matter. We live in the current.
Okay, so let's talk about the current. I'm with you, amigo. I'm just fucking talking, okay? I'm giving the perspective.
I get it. Here, listen, you are the worst. You're in the worst spot.
You know what I did the other day?
What?
I got out of the shame pit eventually, and they said you're permanently exiled. All of Babylon was standing around in a kumbaya. That's all they were doing. And I got up out of here, and I started making moves against our true enemy, which we have yet to talk about still. Now, with that aside, I return today after I'm gone for 2. Everyone's fucking gone. The 2 people that mattered most to me in my life, I can no longer be with. and I'm still fucking here. Now I will pray and I will work to one day bring them back. But I have a certain conditions that I want to state here that are absolutely necessary.
Okay,
Number
well,
one is-
why are you saying it to us? We're under Marduk's.
But you are the
But we're not. See, that's what you don't understand. Everything you're about
Okay.
to state to me, I cannot guarantee a single thing to you because I have zero power. And whether I get that
Don't-
power back or not is in the air.
Okay. I will then demand one trial of Speedy on the incident of bringing outsiders in. And two, however that trial goes, if it's exonerated, I don't give a damn. But if we're gonna have a modicum of order, I demand that. And two, the 4 people that were unpunished are lined up and shot. And if they survive their wounds, they can continue to be in Babylon. AC, Yaya, and the other 2. And if we don't do that, this is all a fucking fakery.
Well, he's only
Put him
mentioning
responsible-
Speedy.
Put him responsible as well. Because I talked to Luciano Friday, amigo. You know, his tone is way different when you're not around. When Speedy not around.
Yeah, but see, brother, I think sometimes, Edgar, truthfully, I think you get caught up too much in this, like, being survival, brother.
Like, this is why, because when he was here the other day, he says me, like, okay, we understand, like, everything was fucked today. But what can we do? All of it should be scrapped. And really, like, when Lang come back, he'll make the decisions. Like, he's the guy. And then today, like, you're telling me something different.
Well, there was no conversation. We haven't had the opportunity to even have a conversation like that yet, though. Like, I think you're just expecting everything to be instant. There's like 60 different conversations that needs to be had before we even talk about that.
You know, the guy was martial law, like, told me, yeah, you're right, Edgar.
Yes, but you are still correct. No, nobody's saying that you're wrong. I'm not even saying you're wrong, brother.
So, like, I'm trying to recognize where, like, the authority is to put our backing behind that. Now, I will follow as Speedy, I will.
The authority
I'm here.
right now is Arush and Luciano, because we're under martial law until they deem that, or until we deem as a collective, or however we deem it, that it's no longer needed. From there, the question that is brought up, okay, martial law is over. What happens now? And that is when that conversation will take place and those decisions will be made.
Now, those 4 people need to be punished because what they did is just treasonous.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I was going to revisit punishment for them for, if my power to be reinstated. I don't think I'm going to shoot them down though, like it's a cartel, my brother. If I'm being honest with you.
They need to be. They need to.
Edgar, why are we so stuck on hurting each other when there's a pending doom? When there's a
Because-
pending nuke? When there's the faceless who's trying to kill all of us? We don't need to tear each other apart like that physically.
Alfonso, like the mask has been ripped off.
Hold on, the Marduk's calling me.
We're convoying.
Yes, Marduk.
We're pulling up to
Oh,
Benny
it's your fault.
with
Oh,
guns
sorry,
up,
you're good, you're good.
with
I was
Yes, the
calling
phone you
Elena.
gave me, yeah. So,
Yeah,
forehead
you're good,
and
you're good,
Mike
bye-bye.
with
Alright.
machine guns.
Right, and some of the calls as far as forehead and Mike, I don't agree
We're
with.
locking people up. Like we're actually moving like a gang now. Period.
well, yeah, I mean, that's what happens when Arush takes leadership, brother. That is the martial law in
and
effect.
So, I like it. I fuck with it. Okay, but let's continue then. If we're gonna have a modicum of order, and we're gonna punish the treason so terribly, like the only way for this to have any sense of legitimacy, those 4 people need to be stand there and take their punishment. As
I mean,
treason.
I think before we punish them, we should retrial them then, because we didn't give any of them an opportunity to really speak. We forced them to speak in maybe a sentence, and I just tried to tell them that it wasn't their fault, right? Like if you want to
Sure,
trial
but-
them as treasonous, there should be a retrial for each one of them.
They confessed their crimes, by the way. They did have time to do that.
Well, that's fine. That we never called them treasonous though. At that point, if we're going to try to brand them treasonous, they should be retrialed and be aware that if they are found guilty, they will be treasonous. I'm thinking their tone is going to change very quickly once they hear that.
But we have to go back to the root cause of the problem, Edgar, which is the principles of New Babylon. Do we believe in it?
I said this repeatedly.
Yeah, but they're not going to be found as treasonous, Chad. That's why Lang is saying this. Once they tell the full story and how Lang pretty much concocted the whole thing, nobody's going to find them as treasonous. Like,
So that we could start over. I thought he went after the treasury because of the Babylonian problem.
that's why Lang is
I thought he
being
burned the
500
library
IQ to
because of
retrial them.
kinda how we were built. And the law was breaking in the Codex, like all of them, on that one night. Meaning because everyone was unhappy. That is why when Lang went to be brought back safely, we rebuilt everything fresh. And I felt that way 10 times more after that fake trial. where the 4 people left and nobody could tell me why they were not punished. We have that opportunity now. That's the only way.
Well, we don't have the opportunity yet, but you are correct, yeah.
That's the only way. Now, as far as the threat for the Faceless, I've made some moves, gentlemen. I did it while I was out by the tree. When we were in that pit, Lang. But before I continue with that, because this is extremely important, those 4 people, as well as Luciano and Speedy, for bringing Forehead and Mike with machine guns. I want them to be accused and held to trial.
Okay. Again, if you're saying that I should do this one, if I get my power back, I will do it. But I cannot do anything unless I get my power back, brother.
I will do it.
And how are you?
I mean, you have no power either, Edgar, right now.
Here's the
How are
problem.
you gonna do it?
We're not leading right now. We are not
I'll
leaders.
fucking will it. I'll will it into existence because if what it's so important, the legitimacy and like belief in the rule of law, which right now there is none.
Yes, but how can you sit there and say that when you're the man who wrote the Codex and in the very same breath never believed in it?
I always believed in the
No,
Codex.
you didn't, Edgar. Come on, drop the bullshit,
No,
brother.
like,
At every convenient opportunity, you were willing to throw the Codex out immediately.
I really need you to understand my perspective because it was never that. When you, like, the Codex was written on 2 principles that I wrote extensively about, which were unity and independence.
Right.
1 is so we can stand together, and 2 is that we can be self-sufficient. So every law was written to support those 2 principles. Now, when I saw the chaos the book was causing, and how it was leading to having Eliza leave, the morale dropping, I thought that when I'm weighing Babylon falling apart and being this level of disunity, at that point, it's like the Codex comes second to Babylon, not before it. So I was willing to say, fuck the Codex, if it's going, holding it is going to lead to this. That was what I was trying to say because I
Right,
value
and listen, I get
principles.
that, Edgar.
Truly, it's not that I like it, I was picking and choosing.
No, but I get that. But then that is something that needs to be like, it's like a multi-step process. You can't just wake up and be like, oh, fuck the Codex, we're done with it. No one's going to want to listen to that.
It's so difficult to watch, like, stand by while, like, everything is in disarray like that. Everyone's being accused, and it's all because of this spy book.
Yes, but we should then have a conversation, agreements, make official changes, announcements, things like that. Everything that we've done has been like that. We shouldn't just be like, oh no, fuck the Codex then. It should be like, listen guys, fuck the Codex, we need to change it. Okay, here are the 36 steps we're going to take into doing that. Like we've done with everything else.
Then I accept my fault on that.
It's all good, but I just think we shouldn't walk around flipping things on a switch. Change can happen, improvements can be made, things can be done, things can be rewritten. We shouldn't just do it on a whim though and expect everybody else to listen. We should show people, hey, listen, there's a meeting on Tuesday. These are things we worked on in the last week. Here's what's changing. Here is why. Now it's official. Boom, we're done. There needs to be a process. There has to be.
I understand that now.
Can't be hasty.
You are right, that is my fault. The only other time that I think you misinterpreted me of disobeying was again when when the burning of Babylon took place. As that happened, I saw, okay, there's 2 logical conclusions. Lang and his 4 accomplices are permanently exiled, or we scrap the Codex.
Yeah, but we should have explored that. We should have explored that in the trial. I should have been.
That's what you did. I genuinely, because I announced it while it was happening. Genuinely. But instead, the trial went through. Like you got slapped on the wrist, and the other 4, they said, we're not even going to punish them.
Well, I forced the trial because I wanted to see the balls that people had, and I was very disappointed very quickly.
So after that, like the last thing, again, you were hyped, but you told me, Edgar, pussies, kill them all. That was the energy I was on. So I left to the tree. And then Benny was sent because he gave me the weapon to kill Jesus. And then Sebas came, and then Clark came, and then everybody came, and there was like 10 of us. And we spoke about the issues, the way forward. And it was all a group. So, go ahead.
Listen, that's fair, but here's what I don't like, right? You, me, and Arush, in specific examples, are very much alike. We always say we're going to kill somebody. We always say we're going to torture somebody. We always say we want to get rid of somebody, but we just never do it. It's just how we talk. So to conveniently use that against people, like, it's a little fucking annoying, because you told me, for example, like I used it against you and Eliza when you said you wanted to kill Eliza. I know you didn't want to kill her. You were just trying to be dramatic, right? So you can't go, that's the energy you were on. I get it, but you know that I'm not trying to kill motherfuckers.
No. Yeah, I didn't mean the energy to kill, but that's the timing I was on. You know, like this all needs to
I get it. Listen, brother, I
see?
fucking get it. All right, you're exactly like me, and that's why we need you here. You need to make the hard decision and leave your fucking primos behind, brother. That's
here,
the truth.
amigo. I'm here. I burned the boss for a reason. I hate that they can't come back. I hate that they're looked upon as like never being able to return. I know there's a lot of talk of us and them, but Benny really put the effort in. I barely talked to either of these guys in the whole time we were here. But now they're gone, and I will accept that. But if this thing gonna work, there needs to be a redoing of things.
Yes, but you need to understand that that is true. That will be done, but none of that can be done until martial law is over.
It can't happen overnight, too.
Until Arush and Luciano get on that microphone and say martial law is done, you know, the common folks power or whatever the fuck is reinstated, we can't do anything. And that could be months until they feel like it's done.
I just gotta be honest with you here. And you're gonna see this as like some sort of protest or something, but I kinda lost respect for Luciano.
Yes, and that's fine, Edgar.
His ability to lead, amigo.
That's totally that is totally fine. But until we can have a conversation about that, we have to listen to him. It's totally fine you lost respect for him. It's totally fine you think he's a shit leader. It's the same thing I told Eliza. But until it changes, we have to respect it. And we can't change it until we get to the point where we can have a conversation about changing it. But right now, we're not there.
Like what's... I hate to say this, but I trust you, I trust Alfonso, and some of the stuff that's right now in motion. I wouldn't dare to share it with them. They're a liability in this case. They don't think what's good for Babylon. They think what's the move to make to get the approval. And that's a sad fact.
I think that's fine. I feel that way about people as well. But again, we're in martial law, brother. I can't go and overrule martial law.
You know, like, I think, how did, again, I sound like a broken record, but as someone who made the law, to pretend that we still have order, rules to follow, how did none of them, the warden, the sheriff, Luciano, Queenie, how did none of them go, the worst crimes that ever befell Babylon by a Babylonian? We're not gonna punish them and we're all okay with it. At that point, I asked the warden, he says, I can't answer that, it's not my place to say. I go, okay, this warden is a meaningless guy. Because he sees it's wrong, but he's not speaking up, which is his position to do. The sheriff as well says, I can't answer that. I say, okay, this guy's supposed to uphold the law, but he's meaningless as well, because he's not upholding it when he knows it's wrong. Then go to Luciano, he says, I can't speak on that either. So I'm thinking, why do we have these people in position when they see something is incorrect and are not addressing it?
Yes, but
why
again,
are they in those positions?
These are good questions, but again, brother, there's a process to getting an answer, right?
But I posed these questions to them. And the overall agreement was this, because ultimately, you're the decider.
Well, not now. Ultimately, when we're at a martial law, sure, yeah. But right now, I am the decider of nothing. I'm a simple man in my magic mushroom temple. They are simply following the system that I've built with you guys, and I've bestowed it upon them to follow. I cannot then go and vilify or make them feel guilty for doing so. They did not come up with the idea of martial law and 2 grand elders taking over during its time. I did.
It was me also who proposed the idea of the war elders.
Yeah, so we must follow it.
It's a system we built.
In the manner of Caesar, but if we put someone, let's say, in charge of the treasury, and it's his responsibility to look after the money, but then we realize he's taking all the funds and he's delinquent and he's incompetent. We don't say it's the system. We say, okay, this person no longer has the authority because they're not fit for that role.
Yes, but we haven't had the conversation yet. We cannot just have that conversation right now, brother, while they're conveniently doing martial law. Otherwise, people are going to think, okay, so whenever we conveniently go against the Mardukes, you're just going to conveniently overrule us all of a sudden. We can have that very conversation you want. Can and will happen, I feel like, yes, but it just cannot happen now. It just looks too convenient for us, brother. I don't know how many different ways I could say that. I'm not going to conveniently overrule things because it's going against me. Otherwise, I cannot live in a system that I will create because every system will go against you at some point. It's unavoidable. And if we are truly building a civilization and not a dictatorship, you have to agree with that. What?
Wait, say that again. It will go. What do you mean if you come up with something, it will go against you?
I said every system eventually will go against you. You just and you have to accept that, otherwise you cannot live in one. That's the truth. The laws that I write, well, I could potentially and eventually will break one. That is a system going against me. I have to be willing to accept that.
It can't be rules for V, not me. Edgar, I see what you're saying. Some people don't have the treehouse in those kind of positions.
I just want the people in power to, when they recognize something is wrong, to do the right thing. That's why they're there. But all of them pretty much said we're not doing it. And from that moment, I lost faith. And
okay, but I think you're misunderstanding something. At that moment, there was no one in power. I put Queenie and Eliza in power for the trial, and they absolutely butchered it. Immediately following that, it was martial law. Then the two war elders came into power.
What happens once martial law is over?
That's a very good question. I guess
we need to figure it out.
We'll
We need a
discuss.
system in place.
Yeah, we'll discuss when that happens, right?
Now this leads to a very difficult situation. The moves that need to be done against the faceless. I'm not gonna share it with them.
Okay.
They are not that level. So
Who are you talking about? Luciano and Speedy, or just as a whole?
only you and Lang is the only ones that would dare risk telling.
I mean, I think that's fine though.
But okay, so I'll pretend I guess that they're there.
You guys can't laugh at it when we're doing literally the same thing with a
I will
tunnel.
obey, but if something must be done for the safety of Babylon, I will do it.
Again, I think that's fine. I don't know why you think that's a bad thing that you're doing. Obviously, we have a literal fucking leak and a spy in New Babylon, so to keep things close to the chest is probably a good idea.
Now, this I wanted to stay between us because I have very important stuff to relate to you, and you're going to leave soon to rest because
Okay.
you're the elder. I had a meeting with Brian Knight, and he was very, very talkative, very desperate to speak to. He did mention about the book, him having a copy, and he mentioned that they have a blueprint of our weapons.
Yeah, that's an awkward one.
Okay, you know about this.
Yeah, I think the Liquid Library was spitting extra copies randomly throughout the city for like a week.
Now, he has very important details of this nature that he wishes to work with us in tandem against the faceless. He in turn says the entire investigation against the faceless has been completely scrapped and lost.
What?
That the people in charge were taken out and it's like fresh start. And that is why, in the face of us getting attacked repeatedly every day, they're okay with us having muskets and this and that. He's saying all of this, mind you. And the fact that because all of it is gone, they're trying to piece together from scratch. This is what he says me. I told him that. Obviously, there's no one who knows more than myself. But in order for me to work with him, he must be willing to work in return. Monday was the date set to speak. The question is, in what capacity do we trust this one? What do we ask for in return? And what do we expect? Because it can be extremely advantageous to have the favor of Brian Knight. On top of that, I made a play last night. Or on Friday, I should say. I went to access the chip, which I've still had access to. And I began meticulously downloading every piece of information on there. From the surveillance blueprints, from the locations, from the operations. I have currently in a secret location the coup de grace,
That's crazy, TRP. Put it that way.
everything. But while I was doing this, the system shut down. And I was given a message there while accessing the system. Hello, Edgar, we see you, and we are watching you.
Oh boy.
Now, there is a meeting to happen with Brian very soon. Tonight or tomorrow, we can postpone. The faceless know I met with him because they flew overhead while I was at the tree. They also know I have downloaded the information, and I hold an ace in our sleeve. Babylon now have an ace. The question is how we play it. Because we can side or appear to side temporarily with the faceless. We can appear to side with Brian, and we can appear to side with Babylon.
Edgar, can the PD even help us? I feel like they're also compromised too.
They are getting desperate. The province of Babylon, which is on their territory, has been carpet bombed every day for weeks. This is like an act of war. They are currently powerless to do anything and clueless. If Brian Knight is to be trusted, those that were in charge of the investigation for the faceless, that's all been scrapped and lost. Or done away with.
Yeah.
Now, the government can assist in many ways. Permits, looking the other way, allowing for expansions, etc., etc., etc. At the same time, a respite from the faceless is desperately needed. Desperately, because if they hit now, it's done.
Right, but if we hit
Agree with
now,
that.
we're also done, right?
Brian
That is
Knight
also
can
true.
Brian Knight can be served on a platter.
All right, so we fucking serve Brian Knight then. We just gotta survive long enough for my vault. No?
I was thinking it. He wishes to meet incognito somewhere, and perhaps
Edgar.
on my visit. ¿Qué pasa?
Wouldn't they know the information you're giving to Brian Knight? If they already knew that you're in the system and you download the information, wouldn't they know which information being extracted?
I have not given it to him yet.
I'm talking about them. I'm talking about the faceless, right?
They don't. I haven't given anything to Brian. And perhaps before
Right,
Brian,
but when you're inside the system, you're trying to extract the information from the system, and that's when they shut down the system and sent you a message.
see,
Wouldn't they know exactly what you accessed and what you obtained or downloaded?
see. But that is information that the PD and the government needs desperately.
I see.
Desperately. Now, during the transaction or the passing of information, for example, from myself or ourselves to Brian, something could go wrong and get attacked and hit. Just saying, and the information never goes there. But Brian's holding some cards as well that are very valuable to us. He seems to understand something about this leak. He seems to know a lot more than they let him on. They are extremely desperate to get out the faceless. Now I feel a certain repugnance to work with the law and actually reveal anything. Call it my nature. And I have yet to do such a thing. And perhaps the faceless trust in that part of me. I know there are still some questions that they never got from me that they were looking for answers for. They have been deadly curious for a long time why Darkstone was in contact with Lang. And why they felt that they could ask Lang for favors. That is an answer they had demanded from me that I never gave them.
I mean, you could tell them it's just random, really. It's the truth.
What would I tell them?
Enemy of my enemy is my friend, brother. They fucking hate him. You can tell them that. I don't give a shit.
Do you recall the details of how it came to be that you owed them?
Fuck no. It was almost a year ago.
But you were doing something important and they came to save you. Was it the Victor Blackwell saga?
Yes, we were stealing helicopters. Wait, you know what? The more I think about it, maybe you shouldn't tell him that.
Brian Knight was also hinted at Darkstone. He didn't say the name, but he was ranting about the government making contracts with like paramilitary groups. I didn't really say much or react to it. But there may be a potential of pitting the two against one another. You guys
Okay.
were trying to save Blackwell, correct? Or were you trying to kill him?
We were trying to extract information. I didn't care whether he lived or died. Listen, Edgar, look, brother. I don't want to be this guy, but this shit you're trying to dive into now is so much shit that we have to dive into that I cannot focus on it right now. I gotta worry about New Babylon and all the drama here. That's just the truth. Until we figure this bullshit out, I don't give a fuck about anything else. So you go make a decision whether or not. Oh, well, you claim you have, but I guess really to decide whether or not you're gonna stick around.
Amigo, I'm here for a reason.
All right. Well, then just follow the system until we can change it.
But as I have after coming back from my trip, I'm gonna be Edgar.
Yeah, be Edgar. Don't be Frank, brother. It's all good. But just
Will it be
follow the systems we've created, even if you do not agree with it, until we have the opportunity to change it, brother.
I'm following, amigo. The night before the trial, we were in
Okay,
prison.
don't tell me you're following it. You fucking freaked out, went and bought guns from fucking Raymond fucking Romanov to defend yourself with a fucking ashen tree, buddy. Don't tell me you're following it.
Amigo, I'm at that
Give me,
point I had lost.
put your
faith
fucking
in
hands up. Let me see what kind of gun you got on you right now, motherfucker.
You gotta stop with this bullshit. Look, you fucker.
You see this
Edgar,
shit,
you said it yourself. You're the
motherfucker.
person who wrote the Codex. If people see you going around breaking it, what are they gonna say?
At that point, the Codex was meaningless. Is my whole fucking point.
Okay, well, listen, I'm willing to
Well,
let it
we can change
slide.
it
You know what I
then.
mean? I'm willing to let it. I'm willing to let it slide for the sake of getting over this hill. Otherwise, I feel like we're gonna just nitpick at all the wrongdoings we used to do. It is what it is, brother. Bygones are bygones. Let's just
Prior
move
to that-
forward.
Prior to that trial, the night before, Queenie and me cursed each other out like you wouldn't believe. Talking about this why you can't be trusted, etc., etc. All of that shit. It felt like flashbacks to Sophia. They were
Jesus
trying to
fuck.
convince me Eliza was a rat, and the next day she's my judge. I didn't say nah, I went with it. I'm down for the system, but
Wait,
there's
what?
rot here. Amigo, the night before us, Luciano, me and her cursed each other the fuck out. They were trying to convince me Eliza's a rat, and I wasn't hearing any of it. I said, how the
Well,
fuck do I know?
These are things you should bring up during the trial when everybody's calling each other out. I don't know why you would hold on to that and then be mad about it later. That sounds like your fault.
No, she was the judge, amigo. I went with it. I respected the court.
Okay, then leave it at that, right? You just follow the call, and that's what we should be doing.
Sure, but like, these things happen, though. I want you to know. Do you want me to relay all these
Brother,
details to
I am
you?
aware that this is all happening. Queenie's getting stripped of any fucking judge bullshit if I get back in power. The fucking sheriff's department is getting absolutely abolished. I'm very aware of these things. Again, though, I'm following the system that we have built before I do anything.
But we have to get there. That's
We
the
have to
main,
get
that's
there,
the main
exactly.
point. Yeah, yeah.
I want
It
you
takes
to-
some time, though, Edgar.
I want you guys to have the stomach for the 4 perpetrators of treason to be lined up and fucking shot.
Well, they will be retrialed. They will not just be branded treasoners, brother. They will be retrialed.
Lined up and shot, Lang.
Nope, they will be retrialed.
Edgar.
They will be retrialed. Now, if they are found guilty, you can shoot them. I don't give a fuck. They will be retrialed.
Beautiful. Okay, this is why this is why you're the leader, the true leader.
Okay, well, you gotta
Edgar.
stop saying that too, buddy.
Edgar, you gotta believe in what we have here, brother. Okay. In order to believe in that,
He doesn't get Lang told him to do it. Well, that's why. Why do you think Lang is pushing for the trial, guys? Like the minute they admit that, like Edgar's gonna lose. You know what I mean? That's why he's saying no. They will go to trial because he knows like there's no way you get the full info. This is not even my phone. We're just using it.
Hello. Oh,
Hey,
Elena.
it's Lang now. They give me Elena's
Oh.
phone for some fucking reason.